Along Japan's northeastern coast stands a structure so vast that its scale is difficult to grasp. Concrete barriers rise above beaches, ports, fishing towns, and river mouths, forming a defensive line stretching for hundreds of kilometers. In some places, the wall is taller than a 4-story building. It blocks the horizon. But this project did not begin as an architectural ambition. It began with a national tragedy. On March 11, 2011, a powerful earthquake ruptured the seabed off Japan. The movement displaced an immense volume of water and sent a tsunami racing toward the coast. The dark surge swept through towns, carried away buildings, and overwhelmed defenses trusted for decades. Thousands of lives were lost. Families were separated in moments, and entire communities were devastated. The disaster exposed a critical weakness in many older seawalls. Some were struck directly, but others failed after water surged over their crests. The returning flow tore material from the landward side, undermined foundations, and caused sections to collapse from behind. Engineers realized a thicker front face would not be enough. A new defense would have to manage the arriving tsunami, overtopping water, and violent backwash. The resulting program became one of the largest coastal engineering efforts ever attempted. The wall does not have one uniform height or foundation. Engineers studied wave exposure, local geography, past flooding, and the ground beneath each section. Exposed headlands required different protection from sheltered bays. Soft clay, dense sand, and hard rock each demanded a separate method. Much of the structure would remain unseen, buried below the surface to anchor the visible barrier. In weak ground, even heavy machinery could sink. Crews used steel plates to spread the load while survey vessels and sonar guided underwater work. Massive stones created a stable rubble base. Filter fabric stopped fine soil from washing into the gaps, and compacted layers reduced uneven settlement. Sheet piles driven deep into the seabed protected the toe of the wall from scour. Together, these hidden elements address the same failure that destroyed older defenses, the gradual loss of support beneath the concrete. Above that foundation, reinforced earth and a compacted clay core formed the wall's body. Each layer had to meet strict density requirements before another could be added. Drainage pipes controlled trapped water, while geotextile reinforcement helped the fill behave as one structure. Rain, tides, and unstable soil could erase days of progress, so quality checks happened continuously. On a project this long, a small defect repeated across many sections could become a dangerous chain of weak points. The seaward face was assembled from huge concrete panels. Their beds had to be nearly perfect because a minor hump could concentrate stress and crack a corner. Steel connections tied the panels into the concrete crown, while water stops sealed their joints. Curving shorelines required specially shaped molds so gaps would not open between straight pieces. Even panels with hidden voids were rejected, because a surface that looks sound in calm weather must still survive decades of salt, storms, earthquakes, and wave impacts. The landward side received equal attention. Its slopes, drains, and interlocking concrete armor were designed to survive overtopping water without being stripped away. Offshore rubble, sheet piles, and fields of concrete armor units helped disturb incoming waves and dissipate energy before they reached the main face. Their irregular arrangement may look chaotic, but the spaces between them allow water to move through while reducing the force carried forward. The most complicated points were the openings needed for roads, rivers, and daily access. Hundreds of floodgates had to close quickly after an earthquake warning. Some use sensors and automatic control so they do not depend on a person reaching them in time. Others are designed to descend with gravity even during a power failure. Seals were tested under pressure, because a tiny leak can grow rapidly when a tsunami pushes against it. Computers, wave tanks, inspections, and real earthquakes all became part of the testing process. Sensors inside the wall measure settlement and movement, allowing engineers to watch how the structure changes over time. The goal is not to claim that concrete can defeat every possible tsunami. A barrier can reduce the force of more common events, delay flooding, and give residents precious time to reach higher ground. Evacuation routes and public drills remain as important as the wall itself. That protection carries a human cost beyond its price. In some towns, residents can no longer see the ocean from their homes. Fishing communities that once read the weather by looking toward the horizon now live behind concrete. For survivors, the wall can represent safety, grief, isolation, or all three at once. It protects people from the sea while constantly reminding them why protection became necessary. Today, paths along parts of the barrier are used by walkers, cyclists, and families. What began as an emergency response has become part of everyday life. Japan's seawall is therefore more than a construction story. It is an attempt to turn painful lessons into time, stability, and a second chance. It cannot make the coast invulnerable, but it shows how engineering, monitoring, and public preparation can work together when nature refuses to offer certainty.